striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, fighting. Some people don't understand that. Some people can just fight. You know, they may not have the best technique, but they know how to fight. Don't allow yourself to now, okay, well, I've got this. You know, the I've got this mentality has decimated people's careers because they think they're good. Where people will come here and they say, Coach, can we do the pro session? Back home, we train with pros. And then you watch them train and you go, no, you can't come back to this session. I'm sorry, you really need to be at the all-level session. No, success is not just measured in championships. For some people, that may be the case. For me, I want to build good people. I want to build strong fighters mentally. For anybody that comes to the gym wanting to better themselves, be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. It takes a lot to get here.
Welcome back to Warmor MMA. Today we have Joseph Henle as a guest here, but it will be better if you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Joseph Henle. I am the head MMA coach at the world-renowned Tiger Muay Thai. I am a professional MMA fighter. I was a participant of Season 11's The Ultimate Fighter. I've fought in multiple countries all over the world, and now I'm excited to bring my experience here to Tiger.
How long have you been active as a trainer?
I have been the head coach of Tiger Muay Thai now for, I believe, 3 years. Before that, I had been teaching gi jiu-jitsu at my own academy, Spartan Training Academy, and then before that, I was still an active professional.
What separates a normal fighter from a top-level fighter?
What separates a normal fighter from a top-level fighter? It's a difficult question to answer. A lot goes into making a fighter. Discipline, dedication, desire. These are things that some people think that they have and they don't really have. I like to tell people a lot, there's a difference between I would like and I want. A lot of people would like to be a UFC champion. Very few people want to be a UFC champion. If you like something, you would like to do something. I would like to be a good professional. You'll probably slack off more when things get hard. If you want it, you'll find that you'll do more than you need to because you want to make sure that you achieve your outcome. So when somebody just wants something, you can typically see them waver in their dedication. When somebody wants something, you see them really go after it.
What is the danger if you train in a bad gym?
So the dangers of training at a bad gym. I think the biggest danger is stunting your growth as a martial artist if you don't believe in what your coach is taking you through. That being said, we see McDojos everywhere where guys teach techniques that don't work. I do have a hard time saying that no technique is bad. I mean, there are things that aren't as effective. I think that when you're looking for a good gym, you need to find reputable instructors, people that have been through the fire, people that have been training, have been exposed to high-level combatants, whether that be wrestling, MMA, boxing, kickboxing. You know, it's not that other coaches can't do it, but it can be a little iffy for people. I've seen people, and I get it here a lot, where people will come here and they say, Coach, can we do the pro session? Back home, we train with pros. And then you watch them train and you go, no, you can't come back to this session. I'm sorry, you really need to be at the all-level session. Because some people tend to push. MMA is really difficult. I tell people all the time, MMA is a combination of everything else. So if you don't have a base in everything else, it's very hard to do MMA. I don't care if you are an Olympic medal boxer, but if you've never wrestled and you've never done jiu-jitsu, it's going to be hard to do MMA. If you've never boxed before, you know, or maybe all you have is jiu-jitsu, MMA is going to be difficult because every fight starts in the feet. So you really want to have a gym that cultivates kind of making sure that you get experience to everything, whether that's wall wrestling, ground and pound, jiu-jitsu for MMA, which in my opinion is very different from jiu-jitsu. A lot of people can't separate the two. So yeah, I think it can be hard to be at a gym that's not focusing on, holistic growth. At the same time, people have come from every gym everywhere. So I'm really hesitant to ever say there's a bad gym. To me, bad gyms foster fighting as all that you do, where you see people getting knocked out every session or people getting injured all the time. To me, that's a red flag for a bad gym. But as far as techniques and what people can do, I think it all kind of varies, and you just really got to keep an eye out and be dedicated and make sure that your coaches are as dedicated as you to what you want to do.
How do I recognize a good gym?
I think a good gym, and when you're really looking for a good gym, it has to be a gym that fosters teamwork, that fosters community, that really builds each other up, but also pushes you. You can't win all the time. To me, you need to find a gym where you have a good mix of people that are better than you, people that are the same level as you, and people that aren't as good as you. This is what you need, because you need people that are not as good as you to work on new techniques, to refine techniques, to try different things without the fear of getting smashed. Once you refine those techniques, now you learn how to implement those techniques with people that are your same level. You'll find more success, and you can kind of implement those things in a good way. Then you start make sure you spend some of your time fighting with people that are better than you. This helps you understand defense, helps you understand the holes in your game, which then allow you to go back, reevaluate what you need to do, and then start to do those things with the lower level individuals that help you build the confidence to keep that moving through everybody.
What do you think? Talent versus discipline?
Discipline all day long. I've seen very talented people that just can't do what they need to do to get to the mountaintop. Talent will only get you so far. Although I do feel in this day and age you do need a bit of talent to get there. It's very difficult to not be talented at something and still achieve the greatest of great. That being said, people have a natural proclivity, whether it's things we can do, striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, fighting. Some people don't understand that. Some people can just fight. They may not have the best technique, but they know how to fight. Sean Strickland is a guy like that. And he's technical, he's very good, but he's also a guy that knows how to fight. When things get dirty, he's going to fight. And that's helped him through his career really excel and hit the top level. So for me, it's discipline to stay dedicated and maintain those fight positions and be able to keep staying in the grind. When things get hard, talented people tend to fall by the wayside if they're not disciplined.
Everyone talks about martial arts being 19% mental. What it is all about?
Yeah, everything comes down to your mentality. That comes down to discipline. Are you mentally strong enough to stay disciplined to do the things you need to do? Are you eating right? Are you making sure that you're hydrated before your workouts? Are you picking the right training partners when you're at the gym? This is something that people fail to see a lot. I have had many talks with many fighters going, especially amateur level fighters. They come to an all levels class and I look over and they're paired with somebody that's never done any martial art before in their life. And I say, well, you just wasted an hour, because now you're going to spend more time teaching that person just the basic understanding of movement than actually practicing the techniques yourself. So the discipline too, or the mentality to find the right partners. Make sure you're staying on task when you're training. Being aware of what you need to do. If coach says this is what we're doing, stay disciplined and mentally strong enough to do that. Don't allow yourself to now, okay, well, I've got this. The I've got this mentality has decimated people's careers because they think they're good. The people whose mentality is strong saying, I'm not perfect yet, I still got to go. I've seen amazing wrestlers, boxers, kickboxers will tell you, I'm okay. That to me is typically a sign of a mentally strong person, because they know they've got further to go to get where they want it. They haven't achieved perfection, because perfection is impossible. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. But when you have those mentally strong fighters that go, but I'm going to try to get there, and you say, okay, now they're going to continue to work hard. They're not going to drop off just because they rest on their I'm okay, or I've got this. So yeah, the mentality to me is everything.
how do you develop mental resilience of your fighters?
I think mental resilience is built through evaluation. You need to be able to sit down with your fighters. You need to take a fighter that's just had a session with a higher level guy. He's probably taking an ass whooping. He's beat up, he's feeling down, he doesn't understand. You need to be able to sit with him and point out things that they did right, things that they did wrong, things that they can improve on. A lot of times you don't want things to always end on sour notes. One of the things that I tell fighters after every session, whatever's happening, we finish, we're jogging around, we finished. Remember one thing that went right today. Typically fighters are harder on themselves. They'll say, God, everything went wrong today. I couldn't do this. I wasn't doing this. You have to find, look, I was trying really hard to finish these double legs. I stuck to my game plan of looking for these techniques today, and that was good. That helps build mentality, builds you into your next session, builds you into the right mindset to attack your next trainings and be prepared for your next trainings, knowing that you feel like you're doing the right thing. If you're constantly going, oh, I didn't do enough here, oh, I didn't do this, oh, I didn't do this, you take that negativity into your next training. You take that negativity into your eating. If you feel like you had a bad session and then you go to dinner and then somebody's like, hey, do you want some French fries? Yeah, maybe it'll make me feel better. There went the discipline. So maintaining a positive outlook while knowing that you can get better. And so sometimes as a coach, you have to help your guys with that. You've got to go through and say, hey, look, I know you just got a beating, but I saw you do this really well. And now we have to look out for this, and you've got to move a little bit better here, and we can do a little bit more here. But this was really good. You really want to keep building on that. And that can be a make or break for some fighters mentally, and that will help them build up yeah, you're right, I did do something good today. I wasn't just getting smashed, And so they need to go through that. And that goes back to having a good level of skills in the gym. You've got to have some people that can whoop their ass. You need some people that they can fight with. You need some people that they can beat on. That's just how the gym goes.
Can you recall a specific moment where you witnessed a fighter undergo a significant mindset shift, and how did it impact their performance?
Usually the big moments you see in fights. In training, it's never win or lose. They say it's learn. I constantly have to tell people nobody's scoring these rounds. So even if you smashed, you didn't win anything because nobody was judging this. But you will see it in fights when fighters realize that they're losing, and all of a sudden they can't flip the switch. They go, I'm just getting smashed. I can't. That's typically where you'll see it. Sometimes it works out for people. Leon Edwards, welterweight champ. The first time he beat Usman, when you were watching it, sitting on the chair, it didn't look like he was going to get up and do the fifth round proper. It really didn't. When you watched it, you were like, dude, he's just going to take another 5 minutes of whatever Usman wants to put on him. But he stayed disciplined. He maintained his technique. He found the big shot. It landed good, and then that confidence built into the next round. Next fight, he was like, no, I can beat you. And that was a switch from the first fight. When the first fight happened, you didn't think he thought he could win the fight. The second fight, he came in going, yeah, I've got this. You're not beating me. And so to me, that was a big signal of a switch. But it was what happened in between two fights. So sometimes you've got to watch fighters. You can't be one single little thing. You've got to see them from moment to moment and see them in big moments. And how do they respond in big moments? That also could have easily, had he not knocked Usman out, maybe his career tanks because maybe he wouldn't have had the resilience to do it. He got a big moment, and he showed that now he had the resilience to do it. So, those are moments that you want to see for fighters. You want to see where they can go.
What advice do you have for aspiring coaches looking to make a positive input on their fighters, both inside and outside the ring?
The biggest advice that I can give up-and-coming coaches, stick to your guns. Formulate a plan. Treat your fighters like people. Have empathy. Be disciplined. Make sure that you hold yourself and your fighters to the standard that you want. You can't waver. If you find yourself saying, oh, well, we're not going to do this today, everybody, it's okay if we don't do a little extra today. you know, especially if you're trying to build your gym. You know, your gym becomes you. It is an extension of you for most people. And so you really need to, as a coach, maintain the strength and the mental discipline to say, this is what I believe in, this is what I'm teaching, this is what we're going to do. Your fighters will see that, your fighters will follow you, and your fighters will stay strong and make sure that they have that mental strength and resiliency that you're really looking for. So to me, it's make sure you fight just as hard for them as they're fighting for themselves, and that will lead you to success in and out of the ring. You know, success is not just measured in championships. For some people, that may be the case. For me, I want to build good people. I want to build strong fighters mentally, because that translates when they get out of the ring. Not everybody wins a UFC contract. Not everybody wins a UFC championship. But when you finish fighting and you move on to the next thing in your life, how are you going to approach it? And I want you to approach it with the same disciplines and resiliency that you approach your training with. At some point, training or fighting ends, but your life doesn't end. I want to make sure that you have the resiliency to fight and build for the best life that you can build. And I think that's what the strongest thing that a coach can do for their fighters.
Many people come here to develop themselves. What do you want to say to them?
For anybody that comes to the gym wanting to better themselves, be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. It takes a lot to get here, especially to come from another country, to come all the way out to a foreign land, in a place where you don't know anybody, you're not sure what's happening, there's so many things going on. Be proud of yourself. You're working hard. Stay disciplined. The hardest thing out in an area like this is that people will always say it's paradise. Paradise comes with laziness. It comes with pitfalls. It's very easy to say, oh, I'm going to go to the beach today, I'm not going to train. It's very easy to say, oh, well, the guys wanted to go to Patong, I'm going to go have beers, and then you don't train tomorrow morning. You know, if you came here to train, make sure that you focus on your training. Now, I also believe in when you get the opportunity, you do need to enjoy yourself. Go to the beach. Go, talk to some people here or there. Go enjoy things. Take the time to live your life, especially if you're not a professional. You don't have to be in here 24/7. But at the same time, make sure you're disciplined enough that you're still looking to achieve the goals that you're looking to when you got here.
Thank you.